I've got 12 of the very best cologne fragrances featuring citrus notes. This is the time of year whenever I am breaking out my citrus fragrances. As a matter of fact, I have a citrus fragrance on this side of my body and a different one on this side of my body. There's something invigorating and happy and bright and sunshiny about these kind of fragrances. And so I've got 12 of them that are all going to be very affordable, and they're going to be great alternatives to something that is way more expensive. In some cases, 6-7 times as expensive. So we're going to get into this awesome list. As we get going, remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet, and give a shiny, happy click to the like button if you like the video. Let's begin. So first up, now this is one that's hard to find. I actually stalked several websites on and off for a year looking for this fragrance. This is made by Armaf, one of their sub-brands, and I really wish they would produce more or at least send more out west. This is a Just Jack fragrance, and it's called Amalfi Coast, and you could probably guess this is a Tom Ford Mandarino di Amalfi dupe or alternative. And it is so very good. If you have smelled John Varvatos Artisan Pure, there are some things about this fragrance that remind me of that one. This one's a little sweeter. It's of course a citrus fragrance. It is aromatic with a very distinct green twist. There's a little bit of a woodiness, I think, coming from vetiver. It's just a great fragrance. It's aquatic as well, which I forgot to mention. So it's just so good. It's bright, it's happy, really puts me in a good mood. And if you stalk the websites, you'll be able to pick it up too. And I'll put a link down below if I can find it. Again, Amalfi Coast. Next up, now this one is an ultra cheapie. I was so happy when I found this fragrance. I think it had been out for a couple years before I ever even knew it existed, but I'm talking about Armaf Hunter, the original, not the extreme or whatever it's called, the intense. The original here is actually a dupe of what was my signature scent for, I don't know, 4 or 5 summers. I'm talking about Lacoste Blanc, L1212 or L1212 Blanc. It is a citrus, woody, fresh, spicy fragrance. There's, of course, citrus in the top. There's, I think, some cardamom for spiciness. There's woods and musk in the base. But this is one of the most easy wearing, crowd pleasing, something about this fragrance women really love. First time I ever wore it, my wife brought it home because she smelled it in a store. Probably the only time she's ever actually done that. But man, it smells amazing, and it's very close to the Lacoste. That one you'll end up paying about 3 times as much for. You can usually get this one for about $20 or less. Again, Armaf Hunter EDT. So very good. I've heard there's an EDP now, but I haven't tried it. But man, one of the best citrus fragrances, hands down, as far as that DNA. Here's another one that is a great alternative to a way more expensive niche fragrance, and I really like this stuff. I need to wear it more. We're in the weather now where I need to wear it more because I picked it up at the end of summer last year. This is from Rayon Tradition. It's Insurrection 2 Sport. And this is actually a dupe of Creed Aventus Cologne. And so it's the lighter, fresher version of Aventus. It's not quite as dark. It's not smoky. It's, more on the fruity side, but specifically more on the citruses that are in Aventus. It just smells wonderful. A little bit of sweetness. There's probably 70% or so of Creed Aventus that you'll be familiar with, but there is a different kind of freshness with this one that I really love. So again, this is Insurrection 2 Sport. Next up, here's one I remember whenever it came out, it was a big deal because there wasn't a great affordable alternative to Roja Dove Elysium. Whenever this one came out from Fragrance World, Imperium, it was instantly all over the internet, and people had varied opinions. Now, I already had a couple dupes of Elysium. I had a very expensive one from a brand that does like $150 to $200 dupes of niche fragrances. I'm blanking on the name of that company. I had the one from Alexandria, which is actually very good. The one from Alexandria is sweeter than the original. The one from that company I'm blanking on had too much vetiver compared to the original. This one is just very, very similar to the original. Now, people complained about performance of this one, but here's the thing. I've worn Elysium, and it's not a powerfully performing fragrance. I think I've worn the Cologne, not the one that's got a higher oil concentration, and it's like a 6 or 7 hour fragrance. Well, so is this one, but bear in mind, you're gonna get this wonderful, sweet citrus and blackcurrant fruitiness, and then some woody and grassy vetiver. Now, this fragrance, as well as the original, a lot of that sweet fruitiness lifts off in the first hour, and you're left with more of that kind of light leaf fruit and citrus scented grassy vetiver. So it performs pretty similar to the original in my opinion, and the longer you have this, the better it performs, like most of these Middle Eastern fragrances. Again, Fragrance World Imperium. This is another one I was really excited whenever I saw that it came out, because I'd never seen before, or still to date, a dupe of this fragrance. This is a dupe of one of the Bulgari Aqua fragrances, which was Aqua Amara, which means bitter waters. This is Pendora scents, which is a part of Paris Corner, Pendora Amoris. Now this is a citrus, and specifically I think it's orange and bergamot, kind of salty aquatic seaweed scented fragrance. Now the seaweed note was common to most of the Bulgari Aqua fragrances, but this one emphasizes it a little more. And I will tell you, after 3 or 4 months, this thing started to really shine. It started to be sweeter, brighter, longer lasting, and I definitely like it more now than I did whenever I got it. And I got it right as the warm weather was ending, so I'm going to be wearing this a lot now that it's warming up. Again, Pendora Amoris. This next one is shocking because it's so cheap. I think I paid $19 for this on Amazon. It is authentic. You can buy from the same sellers on Amazon often that you buy from whenever you go to their websites and buy. You just got to be careful who you buy from. This is from Fragrance World, and it is a dupe of Dior Homme Sport. I think it's 2020 or 2022 version. So this is Dior Homme Sport. It's actually pretty similar to Dior Homme. It's just got a little bit of aldehydes. It's got a little bit more citrus. It's a little bit fresher, along with those kind of woody fragrance chemicals, where Dior Homme, you know, is all about those kind of woody fragrance chemicals. I did actually try Dior Homme Sport again very recently, within the last few weeks, and I will tell you, this is very similar in the way it smells in the air and just the overall scent profile, but there is a noticeable quality difference between this one and the Dior. It's all fragrance chemicals. It's just evident that Dior is using higher quality oils. Again, this is Fragrance World Parfum Homme Sport. This next one I'm really looking forward to begin wearing again. Such a cool fragrance. It's a dupe of a way more expensive Louis Vuitton fragrance, Pacific Chill. This is Luciano's Coastal Breeze. And this is a fruity fig and apricot fragrance with a little bit of an aquatic feel. There is a decent amount of sweetness in here. The fig comes across just slightly earthy. So I would describe it as primarily a fruit-forward fragrance with a little bit of an aquatic essence and just a touch of some earthiness. So, and obviously, whenever I say fruit-forward, there's several citruses. I think it's maybe bergamot and lemon or something like that. So a citrus fragrance, but some of those unique elements with some fig and some apricot. So again, Luciano Coastal Breeze. You may notice this is an extrait de parfum, and it performs like one. It is a freshie, but this easily lasts over 8 hours. Really good stuff from Luciano. This next one from Generic Perfumes, I don't know why no other brands that I'm aware of anyway have made their version of this fragrance. It is so very good. This is from Generic Perfumes, and it's a dupe of Bond No. 9 Coney Island. This is such a cool fragrance. There is this kind of rindy lime and tequila that is in the opening. There may even be coconut, I'm not sure about that, but this very realistic rindy lime and tequila and a decent bit of sweetness with that. There's also a certain musk that comes through in Bond Number 9 fragrances that Generic Perfumes just nailed it. There's this certain musk that is common to many of their fresher fragrances. So if you want a sweet, fresh citrus fragrance with a distinct muskiness, this stuff is so very good. It's supposed to give you the feel of walking around Coney Island as, you know, people are drinking slushies and other kind of fresh summer refreshment, and they did a great job with it, but I've never been to Coney Island. All right, next up from ZOHA Aroma, this is the first dupe of Xerjoff Torino 21 that I ever tried. This is Mystic Mint and Citrus, and this is just a very high quality fragrance. I now have a Paris Corner dupe of the same fragrance, and I would say that there is no comparison in quality between these two fragrances. This one, the fragrance oils are much more realistic. There's a very realistic mint. There's a very realistic combination of citruses, and there's some kind of herbal aromatics. I think some thyme and obviously mint. So it is a very kind of fresh, spa smelling fragrance. If you've ever gone for a massage or something, waited on your wife while she's at a spa, and there's the mist in the air that has the fragrance oils, that's really what this fragrance will remind you of. Again, Mystic Mint and Citrus, totally unisex for sure, but a lot of guys wear Torino 21, and of course women do as well. I have laid my hands on several alternatives to a very, very good, much overlooked Creed fragrance, Virgin Island Water. I say overlooked because Armaf, Lattafa, Fragrance World, any of these big brands, why don't they do a version of Virgin Island Water? They really should. This is Chez Pierre Feels Like Summer. And man, this stuff is good. Sweet, lime, coconut, I believe tequila as well. Or no, I think it's white rum in this one, but it is a sweet lime and coconut fragrance with a little bit of a boozy note. It is just the perfect tropical scent. This is absolutely one of my favorite tropical fragrances. Probably is my favorite. I'd have to do side by side with a couple others, but I love the Virgin Island Water DNA, and they did a really good job of mimicking it, and it's got pretty good performance. You know, I haven't done extensive testing. You can see I have been wearing it, but it's definitely in that 7-hour range. Again, this is Feels Like Summer from Chez Pierre. It may last longer than that, I just don't know. Really good stuff. I'll have links and discount codes for actually a number of these down below. All right, next up, a dupe of one of my favorite spring and summer fragrances, Cedrat Boisé. This was, I think, my first Paris Corner fragrance, and I was very impressed. This is Emir Cedrat Essence. And wow, it is a great alternative to Mancera Cedrat Boisé. You know, you've got this very bright citrus, and I think it's black currant. There's a whole fruit basket full of fruits. They list several in the note breakdown, and then they just say fruity notes with a whole pile of fruits, and that really is what you get. But there's a distinct woodiness as well. There's a touch of leather in this fragrance as well. So there is kind of this weight and heft coming from some woodiness and leather with wonderful sweet citrus and fruits in the opening. One of the best fresh fragrance DNAs you can pick up, and here you can get it for a really great price. Again, from Paris Corner Emir Cedrat Essence. Now this next one is an alternative to a niche fragrance that I've never tried, but I can tell you something about it that I am very familiar with. I'm talking about, it's a subhouse of Dumont, Ramon Blazar Bravanzo Imperial. And this is actually an alternative to Electimus Imperium. Now the brand, at least the US distributor told me that it was an alternative to Cedrat Boisé. It is very similar to Cedrat Boisé, but there is a certain aromatic quality in this one that differs significantly from Cedrat Boisé. The citruses, woods, kind of leather vibe, all of that is the same, very, very similar, but there's something in it, almost reminds me of like geranium or oak moss or something like that, and I don't think either of those are in the note breakdown, but you will know what I mean when you wear it. There's something shining through that you get like in Creta Ventus or, you know, other fragrances like that. So very good, and these fragrances are quite strong. The Bravanzo are very long lasting and very potent. 3 sprays of this is going to be about like 8 of anything else. Again, Imperium, an alternative to Electimus Imperial. And so that has been 12 citrus fragrances that are made by clone brands, or they are less expensive alternatives, and these are recommendations. I like each one of these, and I think each one of them does a great job of mimicking the one that they are trying to emulate, at least the ones that I've tried. But let me know down below, what are some of your top picks for dupes of citrus fragrances that really fit this time of year? Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet, and mimic the like button if you like the video. Go ahead and give it a click. I'm Justin. This is Sillage Scents.